In this episode, with the help of my friend and motorcycle mechanic Mark, my bestie Elyske, also known as Twinny, who is the owner of this lovely Street Triple 675, we're going to show you step by step how to install new motorcycle handlebars, how to take off your old grips and replace them with some rather nice new ones. So if that's of interest, then stick around and let's get on with it. Hi there guys, this is Mark. Mark used to work for a Triumph dealership a few years ago. He's retired now, but he's helped Twinny and I out with this bike by doing a few repairs. Have you, Mark?
Yeah.
Now, Mark has kindly offered to come around and help us today because we want to change a few parts from this bike, on this bike. Now, as I mentioned earlier, SP Engineering have kindly collaborated with us. They've given us a few parts, and I'll show you those as we're fitting them to the bike. But I do, and I would really like, that bit go. Now, I would really like to thank SP Engineering for collaborating with us. They are a brand that I personally love. As you know, I've got their exhaust talons on the back end of my Speed Triple, and we love their products. We wouldn't be putting their products on this bike if we didn't love them. So thanks so much SP Engineering for collaborating with us. They do sell parts for all bikes, so I will put a link in the description to their website, so make sure you go and check them out. But today we're just going to be fitting the Barracuda products to this bike. So Mark, first thing we're going to do, that you're going to do and I'm going to film, is change the handlebars. These are just silver, matte silver, standard.
Triumph ones.
And we've got some black bars which will look really nice on this, and they're a little bit longer, so that's going to be interesting as well for her to ride as well.
It's going to be a bit more leverage.
Yeah.
As you go around corners, might find it, a bit strange.
Yeah.
To start off with.
Start off with. So the first thing we're going to do, Mark is going to change those bars. I'm going to film so you can see what he's doing. Now, we would advise that this is a job, if you're not mechanically minded and you haven't had an experience, you really do need to get an expert, don't you?
Yeah, it's critical.
Because we're taking off the throttle, all the brakes, the clutch.
And it's got to be right, it's got to be done right, because it's paramount safety on a bike, isn't it? You can't afford to get it wrong.
No.
If you get it wrong, you might not have a second chance.
That's it.
So,
absolutely. And then in a moment, Twinny, Elyske, is going to join us, and Mark's going to show her how to change just a very few basic things which anyone can do. So we're going to get a spanner and some sockets in her hand. So we encourage you guys to kind of maybe personalise your own bikes. So let's go and get some products. And we go.
So you've got tongue twisted today.
We have, yeah. So I said I was tired. So we're going to go and get the products, get a few spanners, and Mark's going to get to work.
Yep, that's it.
Nice one. Right, mirrors off. That's the easy job.
That's the easiest job. There's no specific order as such until we start getting down to the nitty gritty. Right. So bar ends off now. Yep.
That's a simple job. So anyone could change the bar ends.
Yep.
And
that's not really. The only thing you've got to watch is if you look at bar end, that when you adjust this throttle, it's not rubbing on there to make the throttle stiff.
Okay.
So that's a sort of critical, which can be overlooked.
Cool. Yeah.
You would feel it.
And SP Engineering have got quite a selection of bar ends as well for you guys to go and look
at.
You
sort of. I'll show you in a minute. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied now.
That's what happens when
it's a frame,
it is. It's when the camera goes on, no one can speak.
You see the gap there? Well, obviously this, I'll show you again. It'll be moved to make it look a bit better. This is a little trick to get handlebar grips off. There's all different ways to do it.
Okay.
This is the way I do it. And then I just put a bit of brake cleaner up there like that.
Oh, I just thought, do you want me to go and get
and then it's off.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
That was easy, wasn't it?
That's easy. And it all evaporates off.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice one.
So
also we want to cover up the tank, don't we, as well?
yeah,
so
I want
go
to
and get
cover up
something.
the tank. Well, we can leave that for a little
Maggie,
while.
come in, matey. So this is Maggie, just arrived, or just made an appearance, and apart from Maggie, say hello, Maggie.
We're going to undo the switch gear.
Here's Twinny. Hello, Twinny.
Hello.
She's running off again. I'm going to put
I
her.
can't see it so well. So we'll undo the 2 screws. So if you look at these standard bars, they've got a hole in there, and this is where the switch gear locates at the pip. Right?
Okay.
So what a lot of people do is they take that pip off, and then what happens is they can rotate, which is
Yeah.
not a good thing.
No.
Because sometimes these are only plastic screw, so
Okay.
you want to and that's the difficult bit when you put the new bars
Yeah.
on to get that critical hole.
So show me
In
the
the right
pip in the mechanism.
The pip.
In
I'll
the
use my
assembly.
screwdriver. It's just there. See it?
Okay, and let me do a close up. Okay, so that's what locates.
Into there, and obviously stops it rotating.
Yeah.
And and this is the problem when you have different handlebars on. Wherever you have the handlebars is, you only get one shot of doing that hole.
Yeah.
So if you get it wrong,
Yeah, exactly. So Mark suggested that we just cover up the tank just so we don't scratch the tank in case we slip.
drop anything,
Yeah,
you know.
makes sense.
That's it. Ready?
Yeah. So
2 screws here.
to remove the switch gear.
Switch gear. Take that out. And there will be probably a pin in there. Like that. Now we'll undo the throttle housing, which is this side. And we'll leave that on for now. But if you were just changing the handlebars and you wasn't changing the throttle housing, you can undo all this and slide it off.
Yeah.
So you haven't got to unbolt it all. You
Yeah.
know, it's different methods. You know, of
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
Depending on what
So
you're
the
changing. what
next
you're
thing
doing.
we do, we tap the levers off.
Okay.
Is that a different size? Oh no, it just looks like it. Someone's got odd bolts in here. Someone's got taper bolts and ordinary bolts.
Always the case, isn't it?
So we can just undo them. And we can just let that hang. Now what I would advise to do would just, say you don't lose everything, just put them back for temporary,
Yeah.
like that. And you need a couple of screws.
Just so you don't lose them.
So you don't, oh,
Like that. Drop them down the
like
drain.
that. And it goes down the drain. Like that. Just a little bit.
Cool.
And the same with this side. Now you've got to bear in mind, this is full of brake fluid, so sometimes it can dribble out. Probably not on this one, but if you don't really want to tip it upside down if you can help it. So we're just putting that off like that. So dirty hands is obligatory when you do jobs like this. We've undone all this. See, this will all come with the throttle. It's a bit tricky, but
Yeah.
you can see the pip there again. See, the pip is at a different angle there,
Yeah.
so it's there. So you've got one up the top.
Yeah. On the other side, on the
Yeah.
clutch side, and
Yeah.
the throttle side,
Yeah,
in different
it's
position.
different position. So then what we can do is we can just undo these, put it on full lock.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on that so it doesn't go too.
Do you want me to just hold that? No.
No, it should be all right. Once we undo these, a bit at a time, until they're slackened off.
Now, can I ask a question? How would you, if you're changing handlebars?
Now, I would always torque them up
Yeah.
afterwards. Factory settings, because you don't want to overdo these, because obviously they have a gap.
Yeah.
If you just wind them down, if you've got a big socket wrench on it, you could just snap these.
Yeah.
So, and they're probably only done at about, I think 22 Newton meters, 26, something like that.
So
Quite
they're
beyond
not.
that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to look it for your specified model.
Yeah.
So just put that on there. See, that's why you have the tank there, like that. Just undo them like that.
Cool. And that's ready then to lift off.
Yeah, and you've got to watch sometimes these will be handed certain ways.
Yeah.
So when you take them off, lay them down so that way
Yeah.
they come on. Then we just handbars off.
Brilliant.
That's done.
So are these the risers?
Risers.
So
and that's
they're-
the clamps. Yeah.
So they're the clamps. So these are what are called handlebar risers, because a lot of people change their handlebar risers, don't they?
yeah.
Now, why
Yeah.
do people want to look at changing handlebar risers?
Well, it change the geometry of the bike because they make them higher. They might want the bars offset.
Yeah,
They might want the bars higher.
yeah,
It gets more
Yeah.
complicated that because when you go higher, obviously the cables are set for that bike.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful of clutch cable length.
Yeah.
Because you're going up higher and wider. You've got to make sure everything can take that capacity.
Yeah.
Of the wider handlebars.
But if you find that you're not comfortable riding your bike, then there are adjustments that can be made.
Yeah, yeah.
By changing
But then
risers.
There's always an offset of
Yeah.
changing the geometry of it.
Yeah.
So you could be sitting not so much over it, so it can change the characteristic of how the bike handles.
Okay, brilliant.
You know.
No, thanks for answering that one.
This is the bars. So you've got like the settings here. If you look at the settings, so you can have them like this, that, you know.
Can I come around this side, Elyske? So they're the settings we're talking about.
Yeah,
They're actually printed on the bars.
Yeah.
And
so
now,
you've got like plus 1, 2 and 3, so you can go plus towards you down or away from you.
Okay.
Alright? But where we'd go in the middle.
okay.
So
Again, now he's just reversed what you've just done.
yeah.
Put the top clamps back on.
So we want to get an idea of where,
How it's going to feel for her.
sit
Yeah.
on the bike and say where do you want them comfortable, because these holes we've got to drill are critical.
No pressure.
I feel the pressure already.
Well, I've got to drill them. It's the pressure. I've got the pressure. You've
I'm
just
the
got
one that's
make-
going to tell you, and then I'm going to change my mind like a woman does.
like a woman does,
So-
and then there's no going back. It's tough.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got a great big lens flare going on here. We can't complain we're having this lovely weather to do this day. We've had this date in the diary for a few weeks, haven't we? And what amazing weather we've got.
It is lovely.
Yeah, so we can't moan, can we?
No.
So it's sort of that's because you want to get them sort of so
Exactly the same
yeah.
amount on that
so,
side
so
and that
So
side.
I would say that was back in the middle, like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit further this way, but
Yeah.
then I am a perfectionist.
No, because on my eyes, yours are probably a bit
A
of
little
mine.
bit that way, yeah.
Yeah, what'd you
Yeah,
say? That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's perfect,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
And it would be
Never
the...
argue with a woman.
Okay, so we've agreed on where you want those for now.
Yeah.
And
So I'm
just
just going to sort of
pinch those up a little bit.
But just pinch them up a little bit so they're even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're clamped down.
And already, matey, Twinny,
I'm sorry, she's just being such a pain.
matey, what do you think of the colour of those
it.
bars?
Yeah, it looks nice. It matches the bike. I mean, I'm colour OCD, so...
It looks pretty cool already, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
we did like that silver, because
Yeah.
it went with these sort of top yokes
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
other parts.
Yeah.
But already
I
for
prefer
me,
this.
they look flipping
Yeah.
wicked, don't they?
Yeah, they
They're
do.
really, really nice.
So if you sit
Okay.
on it and see how you feel with them, because it'd be a lot different.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
that's
all
the right...
Do you think that's the right?
I think so.
No,
I
that's
mean,
the-
I have got...
Oh, you've got long
immensely
legs. Come on,
long
let's
legs
get
and
you
long
upright,
arms.
straight.
So it's important now to
I
take
mean,
your
this
time
is-
and feel
yeah, it's
feel
nice.
what's comfortable.
Because
I
we
quite
know
like that, to be
that's
honest.
not almost like bang
So
in the middle.
I'm going to cut this now while we have a little chat about this and not rush.
Yeah.
So we've tried a few different positions. Yeah, Mark's
Be
moved.
careful how you say that.
Boom, boom. Mark was just saying, Mark, if you get back round there and just
Yeah.
and Twinny, you hold the bars again.
Yeah.
So what was you saying, Mark, about the position
Gotta
of her
feel-
of
they
her
sort of
arms?
go up and forward a bit, because obviously you're rotating them, so you've got to get you feel comfortable with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get all the levers on, there is a little adjustment. That's not going to make too much difference to the switch gear. it's probably going to be a pointing up a bit more, a bit down. You could get round that, but obviously you want to do it before you start doing that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I thought it was going to essentially move it further away from you.
Well, it doesn't.
moving it round,
It's
but
not
it
drastic.
doesn't really.
It's
It's
not,
just it moves it up.
yeah,
and
it's a little bit. It goes back, not drastic though. But
Yeah.
you won't even feel that.
yeah. And for
Yeah,
me,
but-
someone who's as tall as I am,
Yeah.
I think this
The
is
only
much better,
thing I
isn't
would
it?
say is when it will make it more flighty because you have more leverage on it. But what you've
By having it higher, you mean?
what you've got to be careful of is you don't want to be at a wind sail because the
Yeah.
further you get out,
Yeah.
your body's it's just why you're sort of not
Yeah.
like you're like that.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
more of a cruiser type thing. That's what you, not a cruiser, but you're getting splayed out.
Yeah, yeah.
You're catching more wind.
Catching
doing
more
that.
wind.
Yeah, okay.
So what we've done then is, or what you've done, Mark, is Twinny, if you point to the centre of the
So that's
top clamp.
oh, what on here?
So we're looking
Yeah.
at the centre of the top clamp. Is this correct, Mark?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, if
basically
you've
now
got a
we've come
mat,
down
say
past
you
two.
look between the two bolts, there's a imaginary line going there, centre line,
Yeah.
and then you've got this 0, which would be where the bars, and then you've got plus or minus 2 to 3. I think we'd say we're on about 2,
Yeah, +2.
plus 2.
But the centre line would have normally been 0.
0,
Okay.
yeah. But
Awesome.
then you're literally moving that. What's that? About millimetre,
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
millimetres.
yeah, yeah. It's
But-
minuscule,
but
but,
when you
it's
get out
really
here,
noticeable.
It
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so now what are you doing, Mark? Did
Just
you?
make sure that you've got datum lines here. You've got a plus where the 0 is. That it's equal distance away. I don't know if you can get there in the camera.
Yeah,
My eyes, can you see that?
yeah. Let me get
Good
up the
looking
top.
lady here.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
it. It's
so
that tiny
Is
little
it?
line
Yeah.
there.
See, so that's like the cross. So you've got to make sure it's the same there,
Bang on the centre.
and then you know it's in the middle.
Okay, so the person with the young person with the good eyes can
Yeah.
double check that.
And that's still plus
a
2,
little
isn't
bit
it?
that way.
Because she's got an eye
Yeah,
for
that's
perfection.
perfect.
Okay. So we're just getting in the grips now. Let me just try and do a close up on that. Let me come around this side. So
I was going to turn it around for you.
there we go. Look at those, really, really nice, aren't they? I love the gloss paint against the kind of matte of the rubber on there as well. Look really cool, and they look great on the bars.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing with those now, Mark?
It's a bit of this, and then just go on like that.
Okay.
So now, do you want a lot of showing? Like, do you want a lot showing, like a little gap?
Well, we have got end points. haven't we?
We've got the
I'll
end
show
bars
you.
as well, haven't
You can
we?
always move them because you don't really want them tight up because it don't look so good tightened up. You want a little tiny gap. Which
Okay.
I think looks better, but you don't want too
Come round
much.
here, Twinny.
So I would something like that. It looks really good.
What are we looking at now? The gap on the
Yeah.
end?
The gap,
Oh,
just
I
that
see,
little gap. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that looks better?
Yeah, that looks good to me.
So you're just going to again pinch them up a little bit.
I can adjust this. See that don't look good, does it?
No,
No.
maybe I agree with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
if you
might.
point, so we're saying a little gap there.
That little gap there,
there just
yeah.
makes it look a lot sweeter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Do you want me to do it to close it up?
and it's again it kind of is it about what position would feel good for Elyske while she's holding the
Yeah,
grips?
so that's what we want to get on. We get the throttle on, and you'll
Yeah.
see the difference because obviously it looks. Let's get the other bars.
Okay.
It's I would say inch and a half. It's quite a bit.
It is quite, they are a lot wider,
Quite a
aren't
bit.
they?
Let's get that
Yeah,
in the
but
middle
I
because
mean-
she'll tell me off. I don't.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I know.
I would
with,
say about an inch.
I know that with a lot of modern bikes, I'm thinking especially with the Street Fighter, one of the changes they've made are wider bars for the
Yeah.
previous model.
Yeah. But
So
if
this
you
could be
don't-
interesting.
What I would say, if you don't do a lot of motorway, riding, and you're just going around trips and all like that, it's better to have wider bars on if you want to go around the lanes and that. But there is a compromise when you're on the motorway, so it's a sort
Yeah,
of
with
Yeah.
trade-off.
Okay, yeah.
So Friday afternoon, neighbours are out cutting their lawn because it's got a glorious day. So hopefully you better hear us all okay, but we'll speak up a little bit. And that's the old bar.
Just dropped a
You've
clanger.
got Maggie like.
In the pack with the throttle grip.
It's
We've got-
slightly different, so you've got a stop, that's the stop on it.
Yeah.
So that'll be the stop, so that'll match up to that one. I'm taking that one to be the better one.
Okay, because there's
Um,
3 options here they've given us.
Yeah,
So it's making sure
that's
you
definitely
get the
not
right
that
one.
one. Yeah,
Making sure
definitely
you've got
not
the
that
right one for your bike.
Yeah.
So we're just offering that. This is a throttle now. So we're
I'm just going to try this, make sure this is right before we
kind of
commit.
Yeah. Go the whole way.
Yeah, because this is always a bit fiddly. It never looks right how you do it. It's just, it's not a set seed. You just have to do it until you get everything fitted on. It's a bit sort of
okay.
Fiddly. Bit like Ergonomics. It's just because it's all under tension. Get that in there. Once we get it in there, we're all right. And then it's all got to lay in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Told you, didn't it?
Let's clamp that down.
Just see, you know when it's right, you know when it's wrong.
So we're just going to explain that this
There's different
housing.
There's different. If you look at the kit, show them the kit. There's different
Throttle linkages.
Yeah, throttle linkages what go on the spline.
Yeah.
So we tried that one first because it looked similar, but it wasn't the right
Yeah,
one.
and the problem being that this was wider than the diameter than what we needed, and then this casing wouldn't close.
Yeah.
So now we've changed it over, and now it.
We want to get the Barracuda in the right place, don't we?
And now it closes perfectly.
So.
Another reason why it's you've got to take your time and get an expert and someone knows what they're talking about. So have a go. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anyone, but we did find Mark.
Even the expert gets stumped sometimes. Oh, what is an expert?
Yeah. Now we're not. This isn't totally secure yet because we need to drill the bars out, don't we?
Yeah.
Again, the raw way. But we're just going to offer this up, get everything in the right position so we know
Where
we've got
want.
one chance of drilling this out, and we
Yeah.
want it to be
Spot on.
bang on. We're going to lubricate the throttle cable because it needs doing anyway while it's apart. Let's see how we get on with that. But you've put some 3-in-1
Yeah.
and lubed up the throttle cable.
Yeah. This is all a bit seized up, so what we're looking for is, now we're getting free play in it.
Okay. So we've thrown some 3-in-1 in the cable
Because it was a bit dry.
and in all around here and inside there as well, because it's just, as Mark said, a bit mega dry. Possibly as a new product. And now that's bringing back.
Might be as well, is we didn't have enough slack in it, because obviously you've changed the throttle grip, so you've got to change how it acts. So if we put maximum
Okay.
light in.
So now that's
Yeah.
springing back.
Yeah, you
Show us
can-
again, Elyske.
Sorry.
So that's now springing back now. So Mark's adjusted the throttle cable, lubed that all up with some 3-in-1 oil. Now checking out the bar ends, bit of gentle persuasion,
Yeah, shouldn't do that, get bad ends.
and that is looking really nice.
And I think we got the Barracuda as best we could.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it perfect, because if we turn it round, it might come round to here.
No, that's great.
We can always move that one a bit if we need be.
Let's have a look at that position. So sitting there on the top of the bar, nice. Okay, so what we've done now is Mark has fixed the throttle in position. He's tightened that down, and that is now pretty much in position. We're going to do a final couple of little tweaks just to make sure that Twinny is happy with the position of it and everything. And the same on this side. Now, what I was just saying to him, when I got round to helping my friend AJ with her throttle recently, check out her video, the plastic casing here has got this little pip, like a little dowel, and the hole's there. So basically that goes into position, holds it in place. But on that side, but this, as Mark was saying, is metal, so this tightens straight onto the bars. So there's no hole behind that. The hole would be in here in a moment. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah.
The hole would be there
For the switch gear.
for the switch gear, because that's plastic, so that can't grip like the metal one. I thought that's in super little tip there actually.
You might have to move that a bit, because I think that was tight there anyway.
Okay, so the reservoir and the front brake kind of linkage is now going in position. So you want to get that roughly right, do you?
Yeah.
So that again, so it feels comfortable before
Yeah.
we kind of drill any holes again.
Because we might be a little bit too wide there. So
So just soften everything up, make sure it's in there.
we just twig that a bit.
So Mark's just gone off to grab some tools, but we want to check the position of everything for you, don't we?
Yep.
We were just saying, how cool do they look already? They look so nice, don't they?
Sorry.
That's all right. They look so nice. I was just standing in this position, the bar ends and the throttle speedo, the way the black and the chrome on there, they just work really, really well together. You happy
Yes.
so far? Mm-hmm. We're just kind of making sure everything is in position. Elyske's sitting on the bike, so making sure everything feels comfortable for her. Right, we're on the clock.
Switch gear. Switch gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you're marking it up.
That's where the
Super
hole's gotta
little
go.
tip. Look at that.
That's
little
where the hole's
marker.
gotta Go.
Put it in position, and there we've got the.
Let that dry off.
And then comes.
Let the assistant.
You're
Let the assistant do
trying to
it.
flash off the diamond ring, are you? Like?
So I'm just going to do a little close up of this, so you can see Mark has put on that point there. What does it use, Mark? Some white. It's like
tight. It's like a
Chalk marker.
Chalk marker.
okay. So he's put that on the end. Offered it.
If your bars are not marked, got holes
Yeah,
in
if they
them.
haven't got the holes in, put that in position and squeeze that down, and obviously that's left a little mark on there, which is where he's going to drill it out. Do you use a centre punch? Do you
No,
to
use a centre drill.
little centre drill?
Special drill. This.
It's a special drill. Here we go. I'm going to keep out of the way. Job done.
No, not yet. I'm just getting in the shot. That'll get it started. As you see, they're quite thick.
Oh my goodness.
What he might even do is see if that pip will fit in that without drilling right into the bars, you know?
Yeah, and they give a little bit of extra
Give a bit
strength.
more, which I think it does. And I think that's about perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
So without drilling the whole way through, it just gives a little bit more rigidity.
Yeah.
If that's
Well,
the
I
word.
mean, yeah, that's why you don't want to get it wrong, because you don't want to be drilling loads of holes in it, do you?
Not at all.
Because
Not
that'll
at all.
weaken the handlebars. So.
Mark, show them again.
So we're just saying you've got two different lengths.
Yeah, normally the bigger one goes in the front, but don't take that for gospel, because it
Okay.
might be different on your bike.
So just going to clamp that back in position now.
And we'll adjust the clutch up a bit because it's a little bit slack. Let's just do a little bit. It's about 2 to 3 mil. And then what you've got to be careful is if you have them too high, as you hit that, you can press the flasher. So I've seen people do that. So you, as you pull it in, that if you have them too high, you keep flashing everybody.
I see.
We need to change
good.
gear.
It's not good.
No.
So you've just repeated the process on this side.
Yeah. So it's getting sort of so it looks when you put it on, that it's
Yeah.
sort of in the
Feels in the right position.
feels in the right position, as in feel.
As in,
Get it back now, Phil.
no, it's because I was rude to him just now. Yeah.
See, and what's good about this? If when you do that, when you do it with Tipex, see the little hole in the middle, and that,
Yeah.
then you know you're perfectly in the middle.
Yeah,
Get the drill on it.
yeah.
See, so, and hopefully we can just get on without.
Probably harder from the side than from the top.
Yeah. See, this is a better drill because it doesn't wander like you put another drill in it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It did then a bit. Oh, scratch. It's a lot harder to do it at the angle like
Yeah,
this.
I was going to say, it does look it.
Yeah, Swolf.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Swolf.
Name, yeah. Right, now we
tell I've
won't
never
go
done
right
anything.
through with that, and we'll just offer that up. Right, let's see if that goes. Is it going in or not?
Right, so that's that side drilled out. You just backed off the throttle linkage a little bit just to make that easy to.
Because it's very tight there, yeah.
drop that in.
It runs underneath of it, and I think it's sort of, if I remember rightly in my Triumph days, they were pretty tight there for that, you know. Have you? Yeah, you're fine. I'll put this not done up very well.
You gonna say hello, Maggie?
Let's get it right because it'll hold it better.
Yeah.
So,
Don't really want to
Jet from Stoke and Bear has got Mabel.
You can adjust
And
that to
Mabel
how your
looks just
hand
like
is, 'cause
Maggie,
Obviously, I'm doing it to
I
my
think.
hand, and then we can. They feel natural.
Yeah. I would say this one's definitely higher up now
Yeah,
than
so
that
that
one.
needs to go with a fraction there.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is you look from the front like this, and I would say that's too much.
Yeah.
So you do it visually that
Yeah,
they
you
look
look at it
correct.
because you want it'll land right. Because otherwise you'll have one hand up, one hand down. It's all about getting the bike to fit you.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah. Obviously, that's where you.
Is it naturally? I mean, you can put your feet aside. See?
I'm like, oh, my nice new.
Good job you don't weigh much. How does it feel?
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah. So you can make this gap a little bit if you want to move the throttle in or that bit in. You've got slight adjustment.
Yeah, but I
I
think
would
this
say
is
it's
good,
perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, click.
Yeah, so we're happy that everything's now in
Click.
place, in position.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, talking that down now?
Yeah. I'll go. You talk down now. Now what I'm looking at is the gap here. So you've got a reasonable, still a little bit of gap evenly.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not pulling down one ear. Some handlebars are different.
Yeah,
So
now-
don't always take what I'm saying as gospel.
You just said talk down, and
Yeah.
obviously I said to talk down. So
They should be talk down.
you're having a laugh.
Yeah.
But because this channel is also aimed at new riders,
Yeah,
can
you
you
always
explain
talk it
briefly what talk is?
Torque is give a amount of pressure on a bolt
Yeah.
to get the maximum efficiency out of it without going too tight,
Yeah.
too loose.
Okay.
So it's the optimum of gripping.
Yeah. So, for example, if you are adjusting the back wheel, if you've adjusted your chain, and
Yeah.
I got single-sided, so if I'm talking stuff down,
Yeah.
it's got to be.
Very crucial because on Triumph bikes they have what you call aluminium spacers.
Yeah.
So if you go with a great big bar on it, what that's to do, I've had it where you crush the spacer down.
Yeah.
And you can't get the spindle out. So that is crucial. Handlebars are crucial, but I know how it's set. So
Yeah.
I know the feel. I only use a small ratchet, so you can't go over the top. Because obviously you want to grip it, but you don't want to overstress the bolt.
No.
And
No.
you've got stainless steel bolts
Yeah.
in here, so you
So-
don't want to go.
So it's important to have a look at the handbook and the sort of
Yeah, and roughly they're normally about 20 odd Newton meters.
on the clamps on the front, the
On the
bars.
clamps, yeah. And
Nice.
then this is probably 5 or 10, but I got the feel because I've been
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it for 35 years, so I know, and that's why I use a small ratchet and not half inch. But someone come with an half inch, you imagine that long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all in aluminium. So with cars are different because a lot of things, everything's steel, but on bikes, everything's aluminium.
Yeah.
Most things are aluminium, so it's crucial that you don't overstress it.
Okay, cool. next episode, Twinny and I will be fitting a few more Barracuda products to her bike. And believe me when I say, it's really starting to shape up and look pretty damn awesome.
I mean, if 10 is easy, then it's a 10 out of 10.
Thanks as always for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode very soon. Subscribe, like and comment.